Question 15, sketch the graph of y equals to negative x minus 2 square plus 9 on the axis below. Indicate clearly the coordinates of the points where the graph crosses the axis and the maximum point on the curve. Now, this is a quadratic graph in disguise. It's just in completed form. Why is it quadratic graph? It's because when you expand this, you will get x squared. And x squared is a quadratic graph. To sketch quadratic graph, we always need to find 5 things. Okay, the first thing is to find out the shape. Second thing is to find the x coordinate where it crosses the x-axis. Third thing is to find the y coordinate when it crosses the y-axis. And number 4, we need to find the line of symmetry. Okay. And with the line of symmetry, we can actually find the turning point. Okay. The turning point. Because the line of symmetry always give you the x at the turning point, and you can sub the x into the original equation to get the y at the turning point. So turning point can be minimum or maximum point depending on the quadratic graph. Okay, so these are the 5 things we need to find. So let's find one by one. Shape. Now, shape of the graph, always look at the coefficient of x squared. Right? If it's less than 0, it is a maximum graph. If it's more than 0, it's a minimum graph. And for this case, when you expand it clearly, because of the negative sign here, when you expand it, you get negative x squared. Definitely less than 0 because it's negative. So it's a maximum graph for sure. To find x coordinate, we always let y be 0. Okay, so if you let y be 0 here, 0 equals to negative x minus 2 square plus 9. You bring this over, x minus 2 square equals to 9. Okay, opposite of square is you square root, and whenever you square root, you have plus and minus. Okay, so you have actually plus and minus 3. Now, if you bring over the negative 2, okay, using the positive 3, you're going to plus 2x is 5. Or, okay, now if you were to take the negative 3 instead, right, you bring over the negative 2, it becomes a plus 2. That will give you x is negative 1. Alright, so your x coordinates are x is negative 1 or x is 5. To find y coordinate, we always let x be 0. So you just sub x is 0 here, and then you just key in your calculator. Alright, so you can just do a quick one. Negative 0 minus 2 square plus 9. Negative 2 square plus 9. That will give you 5. Okay, line of symmetry. Okay, line of symmetry, you can take negative 1 plus 5 divided by 2. First way. Second way is, because it's already in the completed the square form, always take the one in the bracket here. Okay, the x minus 2 in the bracket here, you equate to 0. This is just a technique, okay, a hack that you can easily find the line of symmetry. Then you just need to solve for x. You bring over the negative 2 is a 2. Okay, so x is 2. Now, to find the y coordinate when x is 2, you can sub it here. Okay, and for sure when you sub it back, because you sub it back, right, 2 minus 2 is just gone. For sure, your y coordinate will always be the last part there. So you can straight away just actually take out the last part every time from the completed square form. Okay, your turning point here is actually 2 and also a 9. Okay, now you put all the clues in. Okay, roughly I can tell already. Okay, negative 1 to 5. I know my graph is, okay, veering towards the right side because my positive side is, the value is a bit more. So my maximum graph, right, I can, okay, make it veer towards my right side already. And when I sketch the graph first, then I plot in the points. It's actually easier for me. Okay, so here is negative 1, but they want coordinate form, so I will put like negative 1, 0. Here is 5, 0. Here, where it cuts the y-axis is at y is 5. Where y is 5, your x is actually 0, okay? So it's 0 and 5. Alright, and then your maximum point here is 2 and 9. Alright, last but not least, your equation of the graph. Let's write it here. Okay, plus 9. Okay. And then this part, let me just make sure that it doesn't distract the answer too much. Let me just make it smaller. Okay, these are just my workings, and this is the answer.